do it on Jeffrey's balls.
Done.
Is this thing on?
What did you just say about Jeffrey's balls? I'm so
I said I should do that on Jeffrey's balls, like testing.
I'm so disturbed by that. Like, that's not okay. I'm like,
I'm sorry.
what a way to start the show this week, my friend.
Wipe it away.
Oh, dear. As you can
what lighting? I like that lighting.
Welcome to UCR Live. I know Vera just turned into Mariah Carey. The wind machine, the light. She's got a bit of shoulder happening there. She's like, woo.
My hair is blowing in the wind.
Vera's getting sexy.
Any moment now.
Welcome to UCR Live, as I've just been trying to say. We are here. It is, again, just the three of us, but we're keeping track. We're trekking on. We have a lot of news to cover that is all over the place this week. I was like, what a random week of stories. This is very interesting. But we do have we have a bit of good news, right? Christina, you're going to update us on some good news?
I do, I guess, yeah. Tim is doing great. Our former co-host or fellow co-host.
Are you still
now?
I'm not kicking him out just yet. No, he'll be back with the force, I'm sure. But he's doing good. I think he's up on his feet, and so hopefully he'll be home soon. And I can't ask for anything better. I think everything's going good. I just don't want to say anything else. Just knock it on.
Yeah, but he's doing well, so that's good, and we like that.
Yeah,
we like
we
that.
are happy. And how are you? How are you? What have you been up to this week?
Oh shit! My kid turned 4 on Tuesday, so we went to a water park. Me and my husband and her, and we had so much fun. I used to go there as a kid, like I don't know, all the time, almost every summer, and I swear it was like so memorable. And I haven't been there in like 20 years, but I knew it like the back of my hand. My husband was like, "Where do we gotta go?" I was like, "We gotta go up this way, turn this way, go back this way." He's like, "Where are the lockers?" I was like, "Don't you see something right through here?" I'm like, "Come on!" It's just. Like me and my cousin Daniel, my mom would just leave us and we would run free and we knew everywhere to go. Yeah, it was before problems. But it was great. We had so much fun.
Well, that's so much fun. Good. That's better than a
My mother would put us on a bus to the water park and we'd go 3 towns over and come back on the bus. And there was like 10, 12, and 11,
Yeah. Yeah, we were like 8 and 9, like again running free. They would post up by like the wave pool or like the fake beach.
Yeah.
And we again just annihilate that park. Like we just go there when we were hungry, and then we would go back to the van to eat our peanut butter and jellies, and then come back in the park. And we had so much.
Nobody's eating in the park. It's too expensive. Nobody's
That's right. That's right. But you know what? My kid did not eat in the park, but I didn't bring peanut butter jellies either. But she did get a slushie, and she did get 2 stuffed animals, and we went on everything she wanted to go on. So we had a blast. I want to go back again. It was so great. So
my niece and nephew were in the park.
Yeah.
Fear is not packing any sandwiches.
Yeah, right.
The water park's good until you think about it. You're like, you just don't put much thought into it. You just go,
no.
Just don't think about all the people. Just go, we're having a good time. This is heavily chlorinated water. It's okay.
You know what? Exactly. The amount of chlorine, like it stings your nose. All you smell is chlorine. And then you walk through a part where you're like, oh wow, that's piss. Like, and then like you walk through another part, you're like, no, that's definitely chlorine. And then like, okay, well we're getting into like a dry area. No, that's piss. Like, it's just it comes and goes. But again, you just gotta keep it out of your mind. Keep it out of your mind. It's continually flowing. So it is what it is.
I'll tell you
shower
what,
when
we discovered
my niece and nephew were younger was the splash pond.
The splash pond.
Like, oh, this is where babies go. I'm like, yeah, Vera's having a great time.
Yeah. Keep it out of your mind. Yeah.
We discovered that there was a Wet and Wild on Honolulu. We went there for with some friends, and the first day we got there, like, there's a Wet and Wild here. We went there, and there was no one in the park. We had like three.
Wow.
I think I counted maybe 10 or 15 other people and a group of 8 of us. It was
That's
amazing.
awesome.
We got so sunburnt. That was a great day.
Yeah, we are.
That's
what
we were in our 20s too. I don't know that being in your 30s, you're gonna run around a water park and go with the same vigor. You did.
I told my mom, I don't remember it being that hilly. Like there was hills where it was like a 90, like a 45-degree angle. Like, I mean, I was like, you trying to get up. Like my feet were torn up. They still are. The bottom of my feet still hurt because I'm walking around barefoot holding my flip flops because they're sliding all over the place. And I'm like, okay, like this is just too much. Like,
that's the worst part. The stairs too. You're like, oh my god, I want to go on this slide, but the stairs.
And you got to hold on to the tube, and I mean, it's a lot of work. But
now I understand the lazy river. I get it. Now that I'm 40, I'm like, lazy river, wave pool. I get it. Yeah. I get it.
I was in the lazy river, and Joe was holding on to Rosario in his tube. And I was just sitting there, just like chilling. Like I was having a great fucking time. Some woman like bumps into my tube, and I like popped up, and she's like, "Sorry." I go, "No, it's fine." She's like, "You look really comfortable." I go, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh wait." I go, "Where's my kid?"
Whoops! I had a child.
Joe and Ro were like, 25 feet ahead of me. I'm like, I'm in La La Land over here having a great fucking time, relaxing, getting some sun. And he's tortured in front of me. Oh my god!
I have a
running
story. I probably shouldn't tell because it's embarrassing to me. I took my niece and my nephew to the water park, and yes, I love the lazy river. My niece was 11, so she was on an independent solo tube, and my nephew was 5, so he had to ride with me. So I'm standing in the shallow water, and I'm getting him settled, and I plop down into that tube, and I catapulted it.
He was flying.
Oh my god, that's great!
Thank God he knew how to swim.
Yeah, really, right?
One of my friends was getting in the those big round ones where you all sit and you go into the funnel. That ride.
Oh, that's bad.
That's bad. Yeah. We were in that, and she fell into and under the tube.
No.
She slipped and she hurt her knee. She was on painkillers for the rest of the trip, but she was like, oh my God. Woo! She was there 1 minute and then she was underneath it the next. It was great.
Yeah.
The lifeguards were laughing. It was a good time. Sorry, Lisa, if you're watching.
We have there's a water park in Jersey, for Six Flags. It's Hurricane Harbor. And we went there years ago, but we couldn't stand the roller coaster. So the next day we went to the water park and we went on that ride with a funnel. And there's just that first initial dip to get you into the funnel. That knocked me off my ass onto my back. I lost my sunglasses. I was on my back the entire time, holding on for dear life. I was like, oh my God, this is it. I was like, only single tubes from now on. I'm not doing this fucking shit anymore. I'm like, if I wasn't holding on, I would have flown the fuck out of that raft easily.
That was pre-lazy river, man. Pre-lazy river.
That was it was a big drop. I was like, oh my God, no fucking way. No.
Yeah.
And how are you this week, Vera?
I'm pretty good, but I am sitting here thinking, New York State Mega Millions. Well, it's not just New York State, but the Mega Millions is up to 800,000 or 800,000.
Oh yeah.
If I hit it, I'm getting a lazy river in my backyard.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm doing okay. Been the week of medical issues. I found out I have arthritis in my foot now on top of everything else that's going on, and cellulitis. It wasn't cellulitis. It was actually allergic dermatitis on my arm, and just a whole host of problems. But they're all resolving now. Work didn't suck because I was at the doctor's.
That's good.
Well,
It's good.
Otherwise, it's been pretty good.
It's good you're alive.
Yeah,
Thank
God.
And I plan to stay that way.
Yeah.
My look, this is getting better.
Oh, it's getting way better.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm nearly back to normal. I nearly have a blemish-free forehead. Oh, so pretty. Well,
Very
maybe we should stop talking about water parks. We've had a nearly 10-minute episode about water parks. That's okay. We like
I can talk about water parks all day.
All day long. Water parks all day. All right. Well, let's get wet and wild in another way with this week.
Hot load of hot topics.
Well. We'll start with the sad stuff and get it out of the way, okay?
Oh, no.
Two pretty big ones. Two pretty big ones this week. Tony Bennett at 96, R.I.P. I was like, oh, that's sad. And then someone's like, oh, he's the last of the crooners. I'm like, oh, he really is. That whole whole
new
generation.
Of crooners. You've got your Michael Bublé.
I know, but the original.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the last of the originals.
Last of the originals.
Jr.
Yeah, but they're not the same. They're just, it's just.
Gaga's now an unofficial crooner.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, it's a bit sad. Like, well, I know that he wasn't part of the Rat Pack, but that's kind of those last ties to those.
He is the last of that generation, yeah.
Really, like, old school showbiz, like Vegas, that whole genre of music. I know that
out every night on stage.
Wearing a tux, loving life, smoking, all the good stuff.
Your fingers. All those singers who snap their fingers.
See, we didn't listen to Tony Bennett because my grandmother was full through and through Frank Sinatra. She's a good Italian lady. Yeah. Frank all the way. Frank could do no wrong. I think she would have married Frank up until the day that she died. She loved Frank. So we weren't much of a Tony family. I got probably more exposure to Tony Bennett when I started working in the music store and he started releasing those, the songbook stuff and the Lady Gaga albums. And he had that like late career resurgence with Lady Gaga, which was really helpful for both of them. I think she's definitely diversified her brand in a way that she had managed to have two Vegas shows going on at the same time.
Her too.
Yeah.
In a way that, her pop music never could.
And she seems to have actually really genuinely had a relationship and like care for him, and which is nice. Yeah. And she got him. I think she got him through that last performance with like that was a gritted teeth, bare knuckle last thing. I think that.
Well, one of the funny things about Alzheimer's is that music is one of the last things to go. Music. They may lose family members. They may lose the ability to identify people they love, but they can still jump into a song right where they left it off.
That's what Tony Bennett's wife was saying, that she was so worried about like how vulnerable he would be on stage in front of people if something happened. But as soon as the band started, she saw him just go whoop, switch on and go. I know where I am.
So crazy.
And he was having trouble remembering. He was having trouble remembering Lady Gaga's name, and then he said it on stage, and she was like, "Oh, whoa!" He hasn't said the entire rehearsal process, and she's like,
"Oh, wow."
Oh, yeah, sorry, Vera, you're saying Glenn Campbell?
Glenn Campbell had the same thing. He died with Alzheimer's dementia. And he couldn't really remember a lot, but once he was on stage, he remembered the music.
Yeah, the power of music. Hey, I think it's very underrated. Very
dementia units nowadays, they use
music therapy a lot.
Music brings people, rouses them quicker than anything.
Well, that's what Anne used to do.
That means something to them.
Yeah,
the people
Anne used to do music therapy.
Start talking. I'm sorry.
She said, no, it's all good. We've got a connection. Anne used to do music therapy at the for old age homes, and she's just like when you hit the right song and they all go whoop. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Like, it's touching. But R.I.P. Tony, the last of a long line. This one's actually
career.
This one's a pretty sad.
Yeah.
Sinead O'Connor has passed away as well. No matter what you think of her, I think watching it's the kind of highs and lows of having social media is we do get to see these last kind of hours before people pass away if they are on social media, and just her state of being after losing her 17-year-old son to suicide last year. She's
Did they announce her cause of death, or are we not going to know that?
I don't know if it's announced yet, but I think we can assume it's suicide.
Assume, but yes.
She was in a very desperate situation. She was living in a hotel room. Like, none of her family were in contact with her. She said the only person that she sees is her therapist. So it's for someone that is so culturally relevant, I think that we don't see, or we don't try to see what their lives are actually like, because everyone would just think, you'd be right, you'd be rich and famous, you've got no problems, but you don't see that. You don't see the day-to-day and whatever falls apart afterwards, because the 90s was a long time ago now, people.
Yeah. Well, I saw some pretty marvelous tributes from Morrissey, of all people.
Yeah.
He said he had a lot of good things to say about her activism and her ability to speak out, and a lot of bad things to say for the industry that let her down.
I read a report about the I think the most famous incident is the tearing up of the picture of the Pope on Saturday Night Live, and everyone's like, she was speaking out about the Catholic Church decades before other people were, and she, like, just from her own lived experience, and she was at the forefront of that.
Church did some heinous things in Ireland.
Yeah.
The nunneries that they would send pregnant girls to were just tantamount to prisons.
Yeah.
So
and look, I forbid anyone to say they don't sing along when Nothing Compares to You comes on.
Every time.
You can't
every time.
Who doesn't love a sad song? We love a sad song that gets us through.
It's a torch song.
It is. It's very. I think that's part of it. It's so timeless that it could have been Billie Holiday or it could be Billie Eilish. Like that song could sit anywhere.
Tony Bennett.
Yeah. It could be anyone. I saw Glenn Close actually did a very lovely tribute to her as well, because she recorded a song for one of the movies that Glenn was producing, and she was just so gentle and complimentary about everything. It was really quite touching. So it's good to know that there is such good feeling out there for it. It's just a pity that, but as always with this time when people choose to take their own life, it doesn't matter how much goodwill there is. If you can't feel it, you can't feel it, and it's sad.
Yeah,
sad. Really, that's all I have to say on that one. She's sad. I'm sad. We're sad. It's all sad.
I actually wouldn't mind hearing Billie Eilish sing.
I know. I think I just came across a good idea. I think Billie Eilish would smash Nothing Compares to You.
Yeah. When you said that, I was like, I would actually love to hear that. Like, that would probably sound fucking fire.
Billie, we're putting it out there. Billie Eilish, cover of Nothing Compares to You, because she's always all over social media. She watches the most random things. So if this gets to you, Billie Eilish, a cover of Nothing Compares to You.
Billie Eilish.
Hashtag Billie Eilish.
Hashtag Billie Eilish. Please record it. I'll put that in the I'll put that in the show notes, and we'll be like, we're making cultural references. We'll talk a bit about music.
Like,
Sorry, keep going.
She's like just as big as an Office fan as I am. So
she's all right with you?
Yeah, she's fine with me.
I was a bit hesitant. I was like, because I'm like, I'm old. Should I be listening to Billie Eilish? And then I listened to her oldest, like her stuff before she did her first album. I'm like, wow, this girl is
She's
talented.
amazing. Yeah.
Her and her brother are like,
and I was gonna say her brother, like, oh my god, forget it. Like they are.
They're like the modern day Carpenters, but less cheesy.
Yeah, and it's funny because like when my husband is. Go ahead.
The music stays relevant. You don't have to worry about your age.
Yeah,
you do whoever you want.
Never. My husband is like really into music. He's got like hundreds of records downstairs. Like he used to produce music, make beats, all that stuff. When he heard Billie Eilish on the radio, he goes, "Who is that?" He goes, "Is that Billie Eilish?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You don't even know Billie Eilish." He goes, "I've known Billie Eilish for years before she came out on the radio." He goes, "I knew her before she was popular." Blah blah blah. I go, "Okay, settle down. Like, relax. Like, okay, well, other people have figured her out. Like, she's not going to be a secret anymore because she's talented. So, like, let her free flag fry. Like,
how about getting us some tickets?"
Yeah.
It's. I like seeing. I really kind of enjoy seeing that. A sense like when you do catch someone early and you go, "Oh, okay, cool." I remember listening to early, and it's bad now because of the overexposure, but early Ed Sheeran going, "Oh, this guy's got something."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
He's got Lana Del Rey as well. I'm like, oh, that's different. People are gonna like that. So it's I like seeing where that goes and like stratospherically huge, but especially with Billy, like they still own their family home, like their family home they grew up in. Did you see Lana Del Rey working at the Waffle House this last week?
No, I didn't.
No.
Oh, I did not do that.
No, so she was eating there. She regularly eats there. So she's another one. I think she only owns a 2-bedroom house or something like that. A 2-bedroom cabin. She's not about the. Yeah, I know, right? For all of the all the Hollywood glam, you would think she would be in some place in the Palisades or something, but she's not. But she's a regular at the Waffle House, so they gave her a uniform, like as a like. So she put it on and started working. She went to work.
Oh no!
Like you go, girl.
I'm more pretentious with my lazy river in my backyard.
Right.
There's a bad storm. I think I'm going to lose my internet connection soon.
Oh no!
Hold on.
I can hear it.
We'll keep talking while we can talk.
If I could get back on my iPad or anything, I'll try that. But I know I'm going to lose you in a few minutes because I can actually see myself getting all glitchy.
Oh no! Well, we didn't talk about it last week, but let's talk about a little bit of musical drama with Miss Miranda Lambert. Now, this one has divided people left, right, and center. She had, there she goes. She's had a little bit of a mishap at the concert where she spotted some fans taking the opportunity in a quite emotional song for her to get a selfie and literally stopped the show to admonish them and say, "Yo, now's not the time. Put your phone away."
Right.
Listen, and this has drawn a lot of, controversy. What do you think, Vera?
Well, having been on stage myself, never quite at the level of Miranda Lambert, but if you're disrupting the performance, if you're distracting the performer, you're affecting everybody's quality of show. You know? And to take a selfie, there were 6 of them. Yes, they appeared to be in a luxury box, but they had to stand up, turn their backs to the performer, and chances are, in a concert venue, you were flashing, So I can see where that would be very distracting. And I'm sure looking at the women that they wanted it to be perfect.
Yeah.
They took more than one.
That was the problem.
I understand Miranda.
Yeah, look, I get it. I get it too. I come from a performance background. I come from a music performance background as well. So I know what it's like to be singing and to also be trying to perform and put emotion and focus and do all that kind of thing while there's people drinking, there's people talking, there's people doing all this kind of thing. It makes your job 10 times harder for the people that are listening And, I get the biggest argument is that, people have paid their money, they'll do what they want. But I don't think that that's the right attitude to have. Just because you pay for a ticket to the concert, you get access to the show. You don't get to do whatever you want when you get there.
If you went to a Broadway play, you would pay comparable prices. You would absolutely be escorted out of the theater, not just by the management, but by every other theater goer if you stood up to take a selfie.
Right.
You take the selfies before the show, after the show, during transitions. You don't take the selfie during the middle of the performance.
No, and I think it's a lot about entitlement. This idea that, well, I've paid my money and I get. This is what I get. I get that. I don't think you get to do that in a performance space. Like,
yeah,
you are paying for the show. You are not paying for the venue and to how you get to interact with everyone around you, because the majority of that audience were cheering her on when she was like, put the phone away. She didn't ask them to leave. She said, put the phone down. I don't want you to do it. Like, I don't want you taking videos. Put the phone down.
Right.
I don't think that's out of any kind of realm of decency.
That kind of entitlement is also going to affect the quality of the people around you.
Right.
There's probably people in the seats below them that are getting distracted by their conversation. I'm sure there was, talking as they arranged themselves, Yep. I'm sure it was very disruptive.
They caused another kerfuffle as they left. Like they decided to leave and interrupt everyone as they left as well. I'm like, you don't get to, it's not your space. You get to be an audience member. You are in the audience. You are not part of the performance. It is not your performance. You are witnessing it. I think we need to remember that, especially like we've talked a lot the last couple of weeks about people throwing stuff on stage and all that kind of stuff. Like,
that's assault.
We people raised right. I'm like, you don't do that. Yeah. That's a big thing that I teach in my classes too. Is like, people need to know performance/theater etiquette. You need to, when someone else is on stage, you're watching, you're paying attention, you're not talking. Always applaud someone when they finish.
Not talking.
Don't leave in the middle of someone's performance. Like, you wait till someone's finished, or in between, like as I said, in between transitions and stuff like that. You don't just go, oh well, I need to go. This is what I do.
Right.
That's not how you do it, people. And we've had some Katie, I got Katie's opinion on this one, and she's very pro Miranda as well. So, as someone who has experienced, like, the epic levels of fame that Katie did, she got the adoring fans. But I think that Katie and the Bardot girls had it really a little bit easier because they were early 2000s before these things became grafted to everyone. Because the first thing you see at a concert now is this. Are you alive?
Yes, exactly.
Are you going to be arrested, Vera?
And they're taking their own videos, and their videos are going to, that wasn't the police coming for me. That was the police going by. It's 99 degrees and 100% humidity, and my sister's standing here.
It's the middle of the live show. So you can come and join us. Pull up a chair.
Pull up a chair. You can be our drunken special guest.
Does that leave?
Where can I pull up a chair?
Well, I gotta have to share the view.
Hi. Say hello to the people at home.
That's my sister Dia.
I thought I'd come say hello.
Hello, Dia.
How are you?
We're good.
I'm kind of in an odd angle, but I thought
You'd be in a better angle if you sit in a chair.
Oh, I'll go get a chair.
What a great idea.
There you go. Dia's going to join the show.
She's going to join us.
Peter says, hello, Dia.
Peter Thomas says hello.
Hi, Peter Thomas.
She says hi, she'll be right here.
And Christina's back.
Oh, Christina's back.
We're in a different location.
Christina's
I
back.
can
She's
move
gone
into
to a
the
second
hallway.
location. All right,
We're
Christina,
also
we're
having
talking.
a special guest.
Oh, who's that?
Your sister's joining us.
Oh, okay, nice.
So,
How you
Christina, we're talking
doing?
about Miranda Lambert. The Miranda
What
Lambert
she
drama.
do?
Have you not seen? Did you not see the video of her talking to fans who are taking a selfie? She asked them to put. So they're saying that she shamed them in the middle of her concert when she stopped the show to say, "Hey, I'm singing a song. You need to put your phone down."
Wow.
Yeah. So do you
Seems
think
You see my sister inching me out of the shot?
No,
she's gonna be the star?
I'm just trying to make it better so that the
It's all good. Do you think she's out of line there? What do you think?
Yeah, I think she's completely out of line. I think that why would you stop an entire show just to point somebody out for doing something that people do 100 times a day, and they're at a concert to see you, and if they want to take a picture to remember that moment, why do you have to say something about that? Like, what does it matter when they take the picture? It's still to remember that they were at a concert for you, you dumb whore. So I don't understand what the problem is.
But if they're disruptive, if she's forgetting the lyrics because she's watching them take the selfie out of the corner of her eye, then they're ruining the theater experience for the rest of the people in the audience.
So you think she was distracted by these people taking a picture?
These people were in a VIP, like right in front of her.
Okay.
Right, and she's trying to sing a very the song that she was trying to sing. Tin Man is a very personal, emotional song, and she was trying you can see her trying to concentrate, and then she just goes, "Okay, stop." And we had it's like, "Oh, okay, cool." Anytime someone says "Okay, stop," it's like, "Oh, something's about to happen."
Why not focus on something else?
It is very hard when
someone's
right in front of you, though.
You're a performer, though, and you're at a show, and you're. It's expected that these people would be taking pictures. I
have to.
What were they doing?
Christina.
What were you doing?
Christina, I feel like she's a professional and she needs to perform, and there's lots of things that are happening that are distracting all the time. Yeah, exactly. Okay. But she's a professional, and it takes away. So there's 5 people in the front row who are distracting you, but there are thousands of people in the audience who have also paid for their tickets, who also don't need to be disrupted by the people in the front row. So by her stopping the show, I'm kind of on the Christina side of this.
Look at Vera and I
why would you
disrupt
the other thousands of people for 5 people? It's like,
well, the other thousands of people.
Apple ruins a whole bunch.
Yeah, I might have a seat in the cheap seats all the way in the back.
Yeah,
but I don't even have. I'm not even aware of what's going on with the rich women in the front who are taking selfies. I'm paying attention to her. But now, so the performer stops, pays attention to them, and it's like. I got no clue about what's going on in the back, and So anyway,
we're divided. It's good though. It's good though. This is what the show's about. We like to have
about drunk and interrupted. I almost said it, and then you did. I'm sorry.
Vera and I are on the performance side. We're like,
I was watching from my house, and I had a martini, and Christina got
booted,
thunderstormed, and then I thought, you know what? I'm going to go and
save the day.
Yeah,
and
come and rescue us.
The day,
and be drunk and squish into this with my big face. My face is so big.
All right. Well, let's talk about some more squishy opinions, okay? Because everyone's favorite asshole has made his presence felt again this week.
Oh,
I don't even know who's that.
This is Ben
Shapiro,
conservative pundit,
conservative commentator / pundit Ben Shapiro.
What
who
did
this
he
week
say now?
he has a problem with the Barbie movie. Now okay. So Ben, who famously can't get his wife wet,
Does he have a wife? Is there a woman in the world that's interested in him?
We are all very surprised that Ben has a wife because it looks like Ben might have a husband, but that's okay. That's okay.
I was voting for incel myself.
Yeah, right. According to Ben, he is outraged by the Greta Gerwig Barbie movie, calling it one of the most woke movies he has ever seen, and a PG-13 rating. It was explicitly designed to divide men from women and described it as an angry feminist claptrap that alienates men from women. So he claims that he was dragged to the theater by his producers to watch the movie. Then he also chose to do a 45-minute diatribe on what is wrong with this movie. Then also decides to burn a Barbie and a Ken doll. I think someone needs to explain to Ben what protesting actually means. You don't pay to see the movie, not just you, but whoever went with you, pay to see the movie, talk about it for 45 minutes on a huge platform where you can address millions of people, then go and buy Barbies.
No, instead of
to burn. Yeah, you're right.
Like,
oh my God.
This is like this smells of that Dylan Mulvaney like stuff where everyone's like, I'm gonna buy my Bud Light and pour it out. I'm like, you're missing the point. You shouldn't be giving the money if you want to protest, right? I'm like,
there was a very famous quote from for the love of cats, I'm not going to remember his name. Samuel L. Jackson, where he said something about Trump that was derogatory, as some people do. And the right-wing media or MAGA clan was upset about it, so they started burning all his movies and DVDs, and they're all TikTok and Facebook and every platform was loaded with these protest videos. And Samuel Jackson looks in the camera and says, "Burn away, motherfucker! I already cashed that check."
Like, at least do what they did when they, like, remember back in the day when the Dixie Chicks said that they were embarrassed that the president was protecting. So they're like, at least they were the CDs they already owned. They weren't going to buy the CDs to then destroy. I'm like, that doesn't make sense, people. That is not the way you protest something. You don't go. He's just, this guy has so many problems. Like, like, he has so many problems. And as we have a lovely comment here from Peter, that bitch went to see Ryan Gosling, and we all know it.
I don't think it was mostly just about women too. Like, I know that Ryan Gosling had a song. Like, I didn't see it, but
I'm going to go see it on Sunday. I'll have a professional opinion for you by Sunday.
We're going tomorrow.
We're going to go see Barbie. I can't wait. I hear it has a feminist message.
Maybe we can go do. We can do a side seating on Barbie. Oh, that'd be cute. We can go see Barbie. But he's not the only one that has a problem. Who else do you think would have a problem with the Barbie movie, Vera?
Tucker Carlson?
No. Think female.
Marjorie Taylor Greene?
No.
Lauren Boebert.
Candace Owens. Candace Owens.
I don't even know.
Candace Owens says that Candace Owens, the worst feminist. She's not a feminist. There's no way she's a feminist.
No.
She's like, she is the worst representative of everything that she is supposed to stand for. But she says that this movie is anti-man and it's an embarrassment to men, and Ryan Gosling should be embarrassed to be in this movie. Meanwhile, this movie has made more money than any superhero movie has made. So this is
it was like surpassing Oh, fuck. What did they say? It was
Barbie, we don't think of Barbie as a very complicated figure, but she is. The time that Barbie came out with her big boobs and her small waist and her just wrong message in 1964, 1967, whenever Barbie came out, she was just such a an interesting ideal. It just is such an interesting to turn it around, to have a movie come out how many years later, 60 years later, and to have it be a feminist message, to turn around the Barbie message,
stereotype, the stereotype,
whatever it was. I hate to say it, but I'm old enough to remember that first message that came out about feminism, about who the perfect female doll was, what the perfect female 20-something was.
Barbie has evolved through the years.
She's evolved.
Yeah, exactly.
She got to be an astronaut.
And now
she's an astronaut. She's a vet. She's everything.
She gets to have a feminist message here in 2023. And then you have all of these people who are trying to take us back to that original message. Let's let Barbie evolve. Let's let her movie be wonderful. Let it have a feminist end. I'm saying let's go for it. And if this Ben Shapiro dude thinks that slamming Barbie is going to make him more of a man, what up? Get out of here.
No,
he's got fewer parts than the original Ken doll. That's all I got.
I like it.
Drunk sister visitation. That's what this is all about.
We love it.
I have a quick story about like how far evolved Barbie is. So for Christmas, my cousins were coming up from Florida, and they have a little girl same age as my daughter. So I went to Walmart, and I was like, pick out a cheap Barbie doll, like $5 or less, because they have the single Barbie dolls hanging there. They're all like $4.98. So, and they do everything like from everywhere. So she's like, oh, I want that one. Okay, I take it off the thing, whatever, I bring it home, wrapping it up. It is an amputee Barbie, and the Barbie has a prosthetic leg. I had to give this to my cousin.
That's what she wants. That's what she wanted.
And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, this is what I got her. I said, I didn't notice it was disabled until I got home, or enabled. And oh my God. I was like, wow, I was like, Barbie. And I thought to myself, Barbie has come a very long way from, just curly hair. It was different, really. She had curly red hair instead of blonde hair. Some had brown hair, but it was rare.
See, that child didn't see the disability. She saw the Barbie that she wanted.
My kid picked it out. My kid picked it out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Her cousin. Yeah, I was
she didn't see a disability. She saw a toy that she wanted.
Right, exactly.
Because she was pretty, and that's what the importance is of these new range dolls, where they do have, there's wheelchair Barbie, Barbie that's in a wheelchair. There's one amputee. There's Down syndrome Barbie. There's all of these things that kids can go into a store and see themselves on the shelf, and that is so important. That is so important to see. There's a lot of talk in the movie about, or on TikTok especially, about the movie having a lot of really poignant moments for people that grew up with Barbie, or what, like a lot of gay guys are going, oh, this movie speaks to me because the Alan character is obviously the gay character that's obsessed with Ken. They get to see all these little boys who wanted to play with Barbie, and they get to see themselves on screen now too. There's like a Barbie with mental health issues. There's Black Barbie. There's like all this stuff in that universe, and it's not other. It's inclusive, and I think that's the biggest takeaway is that you can go now into a shelf of all of these dolls and see different body types, different
they have
abilities,
fat
different
thighs. Oh, my daughter picked out
all that kind of stuff.
black Barbie and one time because I said, "All right, fine, pick one out," and she always goes for like the brown ones, but or like the black ones, African American, whatever you want. And when we took it out of the box, I was like, "Damn, she's thick! Like she had good thighs." They made it like match her whole thing, and I'm like, and my mom actually got her a Moana for her birthday. And Moana's feet are fat, like they're fat and flat. Like, it looks like Moana. It's not like a dainty little Barbie,
Right.
And I said, I was like, wow, like her feet are big. I'm like, I can't believe it. Like, it's not, they don't make it dainty. Like, they're making it realistic. And that's what they have to keep going with, is making it realistic.
That's great.
As
One
Dia
of the
said,
best Barbie stories is that Barbie, when she came out, Barbie was she was championed by a female business person, right? So I don't know who it was. I can't even remember the story, but the woman executive behind Barbie was a woman who noticed that her daughter loved dolls and so anyway, she promoted it. I just want to throw that out there. Barbie was a success story for the Barbie doll, but it was also a success story for American business women. Somebody who would not have had a chance in those days, except that she had an incredible business idea that took off. And I just want to throw that out there. Yay, business women.
So Barbie's always been a feminist story.
It's always been
if you want to find out more about the story, there is a really great show on Netflix called The Toys That Made Us, and it has a document. It has Barbie in it, and it talks all about the woman who made it for her daughter. Her daughter's actually in the movie.
Oh wow!
Yes. Oh wow!
As an old woman, Margot Robbie sits next to her at a bus stop, and there's a little moment between them. So that's huge.
Awesome.
We'll have
And
to for that.
the woman that created Barbie, the only reason she stopped is that they paid her out millions and millions of dollars to stop working.
Because she was so good at what she did.
She's so good at her job.
All the men around her.
Yeah. You damn fucking
so they
right.
had to buy her out.
Yeah.
Oh,
you work, Barbie.
Yeah. Oh, I'm backwards on this video.
You know
Yeah.
Snaps for Barbie. Snaps for Barbie. Okay. We're going to now go into a bit of a controversial topic and the view from here. So it's good that we have another point of view. Let's go. Oh, hold on, we do have a comment that we have to address. Dave is in the audience. Why aren't Barbie dolls made of plastic anymore? Because the Kardashians took it off. There we go.
That's why I missed
Dave, you're a bad man.
I love the Kardashians.
I do too.
And Dave says, yeah, My Little Pony has a good backstory too. You should, if you are interested in really compelling documentaries that you think you would have no interest in, Netflix, The Toys That Made Us. I watched it because I was a child of the 80s and I wanted to know about Transformers, all that kind of, but the stories behind the toys are so interesting. You're like, wow, this is interesting. Here we go. This is what we're talking about this week. So the right / opinion on people having an opinion on other people's reproductions. That was a really hard way of saying it. But anyway, an Australian couple has copped a lot of flack this week for celebrating the fact that, her husband had a vasectomy to ensure that they would not have children. They don't want to have children. They have made the decision. Indiana Diaz and her husband Geraldo decided that they were not going to reproduce. She asked to have a tubal ligation and was refused by doctors to have it. And they did this because he said to her, "You've done as much as you can. It's my responsibility now to do it." They are being labeled selfish because they are not having children.
I don't.
I'm going to let Christina go first.
I'm a mom, and I don't
the
see
most
that as
decent
selfish
mother
at
out
all.
of all of us.
Yeah, no, I don't see that as selfishism at all. I feel like if you don't want to have kids, you don't want to have kids. There are people who know what they want and know what they're capable of. And I mean, people tell you how hard it is to be a mom. Uh, it's fucking 400 times harder than what they're telling you. Like, you are in for it. And if you are not ready and you know that you're not ready, then don't fucking do it. Like, don't do it because you think you're ready, but you're not. And if you know right now that you're not, then don't. And I'm so happy that they did. Like, I want Joe to get a vasectomy, and he won't. Like, and I have 2 kids, and I don't want any more. Like, no, thank you. My son was a surprise. Like, I just, you know, let's just, let's cut the ties now because I don't want any more. And if I would go through that again, I've already been to 2 C-sections. I'm not going through that. He can get the snip and we can call it a night. Like,
Right.
but no, if you don't want kids, don't fucking have them. There's no reason to. I don't care if you're married, not married. I don't care like that they say like, oh, since you're married, you have to have kids. Why? Where is that written in the Bible that you have to reproduce? Or where is it written in stone? Anywhere, exactly that. Oh, well, now that you're in a marriage, you have to have kids. Why? What does that make your marriage stronger?
It's not like the world is in a position where we need more people. Like, we are overpopulated as is. There are hundreds of thousands of millions of kids out there that need care, that need love, that need a home. Right. And these people have decided that, kids aren't for us for whatever reason. I think that no one should really get to have an opinion. Like, keep it to yourself. Right. Are like assholes. Everyone has one. It doesn't mean you have to go to show it to everyone. Yeah. Like, you just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that at least half of the people that are bitching about how selfish they are people who wouldn't adopt a child of color or a child with disabilities.
Right.
They want their kids to look like them. I don't think I could love a child that's not mine. Guess what? People love children that aren't theirs every freaking day.
Yeah.
Who's selfish now?
Right, exactly. Well, you've got a great, like, you two have got a great dynamic there. Like, Vera, you didn't have children. Dear, you've got children. Like, do you feel like Vera, obviously you haven't missed out. Vera, no. Vera was
I'm the
aunt, is the queen aunt. Like,
but it doesn't matter. These are adults. These are grown-up people who are making a decision of their own. I'm sorry, that's a hard word after cocktails. They're making their own decision about whether or not to have children. It's just their own, not selfish, not magnanimous. It's just their decision.
Right.
And it doesn't involve anyone else, so not the general public, not you, not me. It's their decision. Vera made a decision to have or not have children. I made a decision not to have children, or I did have one, but the decision, it was mine. I had him at 37. Oh, wow. So I had him later in life so that it wouldn't interfere with my career. It was what was right for me at the time. But Christina, she said she's made her decisions. We all make our own decisions. It's not the general public's decision about whether there's a vasectomy or whether a grown woman decides not to have kids, or a married woman or a single woman. We know that that's not where kids come from. They don't come from being married or being single. So that is not even part of the issue. But the reality is that we all make our own decisions. That's what's most important.
One of our friends of the show, Kim, made a very good point. The fact that someone decided that she couldn't have a tubal ligation is even more troubling than the fact that people are calling them selfish.
Yeah.
So Kim made a great point.
Exactly. And I think but sometimes that pressure is from family. Like Christina, you're Italian, didn't get it. Oh, babies, have some more babies. Like, no, we don't need more babies. Love the ones you got, and if you've got too much love for those babies, there are kids everywhere that need it. There are go volunteer at like somewhere to help kids that are in need, that really do need that love, support, guidance. Like, channel that energy where it's needed. Don't make other people feel bad about decisions that they've made for their best interests.
Like unless they're paying for my kids to go to school, or to have them in daycare, if they're giving me money for formula and clothes and
or
all that
college.
shit, diapers, and college, and everything else that falls into it, food, then maybe we could talk about having another one. But until then, get the fuck out of my uterus and stay the fuck out of my wallet. Like, this is a lifetime purchase that we're making here. Like, I'm not, I don't have the money for that. Like, and or I don't have the time for that. Like, who the fuck has the time?
You just simply don't want to do it. As you said, you don't want to put yourself through it. These people have done the right thing. They've had an adult conversation. Like, we always talk about this when there's problems in marriages, it's due to communication issues. These two people have had the strength of their relationship tested to go, I don't want kids. Do you want kids? I don't want kids. Awesome. What are we both together going to do to make sure that we don't do that?
Right.
It's not him just going, oh, you take care of it. They're both involved in the process. Very much
good on him for making that decision too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, and how much of the birth control decision falls on women? Just saying.
Exactly.
The reality is that the birth control decision traditionally has fallen to women, but hey, welcome to this century. Men are making this decision. Good for them. Kudos to them. Go ahead. Clip, smoke, smoke. There's a new pope. Yay.
as they said, now they're in their double income no kids era. They're in their double income no kids era. They can live a life that they want to live. And look, they might get to the end of their life and go, oh, it would have been nice to have kids, but we decided not to. And that might happen, but it might not.
Too late. Well, and it's not too late at death. It's too late about middle age.
I had been thinking about single parenthood for a little bit in my 30s when my biological clock was going bang, 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 bang. But you know what the final factor was? I don't want to have to get up earlier than I already get up.
Right. Sleep.
It's the worst.
Christina, I bet you know. I mean, the minute that child is born to the minute they're 18, you are up at 5 a.m. every single morning. I'm just telling you, if that's not birth control.
Oh, yeah.
And the comment that he just made. Thank you, Dave, for that comment.
Yeah, Dave's right. I'm just going to read that out. A woman can have elective surgery to change her body, but doesn't have a say in minor surgery to not have kids. That's the main issue. And
yeah.
Very
nice. Come put my 4-year-old to bed for a week.
Yeah. If you're so worried about me having kids, why don't you look after them when they've got the runs or something? Yeah, that'll solve it. That'll solve it.
Or projectile mom. That's a fun one.
All right. Well, we got a little bit heated, but we've got to give it to the woman who knows how to do it best. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Get out of her shot because it's time for Vera Man. All right, V, here we go. 3, 2, 1, vet.
All right. Along with all the eventful things that have happened in the world of gossip and fame and fun facts, we had a little excitement in the DJT world today. There is a superseding indictment, and guess what? What was once 32 counts is now 37 counts. Donald Trump likes to run around telling everybody how this is a hoax and a witch hunt. Well, to quote my sister, who I probably wouldn't have quoted if she weren't here, to be fair. For a witch hunt, they're catching a lot of fucking witches. She didn't say fucking. That's mine. Donald, they got you on tape. They got you admitting it out loud. They've got people who saw you do it. How can you keep denying it? And Trump supporters, I love you, but you gotta wake the fuck up. This man is a criminal. He is running around accusing Joe Biden of being the biggest crime family in the world, but he can't name a crime. What's Joe done? You know, tell us, what's Joe done? He can't name a crime. We got $2 million in a book advance. Well, Einstein, if you knew how to write and read, you might have got $10 million on a book advance too. But you didn't. You don't want to write the book. You don't want to have the library. I'm not completely convinced you can read. You certainly can't say the word origin. So DJT is in the hot seat. And I hope that the Trumpers in the world are waking up to the fact that you may not like the fact that we're liberal, but you have to listen to the fact that your guy's a crook.
Short and sweet this week, V. Short and sweet. Short and sweet. Look, Christina's like, I've got hours. Christina's like, I've got so much time.
Yeah, I really have like 5 minutes.
I made Dia leave because it wasn't in my shot.
She didn't come back. She didn't come back now. We're about to finish the show. What a good sister. All right, for everyone that has a problem with kids, right? Everyone that has a problem with people having kids, as Dave just said, easy way to get them to sleep, chloroform. But
there you go.
I've got a solution. I've got like a what we'll call it, like a way to really, really put you off having kids. Watch the trailer for the new Exorcist movie that's coming out. You will never want to see a child again. That is right. The sequel, a direct sequel to the original 70s film, is being released, ladies and gentlemen, with Ellen Bernstein returning. She's back. Oh. She's on screen. So if you are, she's looking good. It looks scary. I watched it because it's Australia, it kind of dropped at like 2:30 in the morning, and because I don't sleep, I went, phone noise, what that? And rolled over and went, oh, that's terrifying.
The trailer was terrifying. We saw it last Friday night when we went and we saw Oppenheimer,
right? Yeah.
Oh my God, it was a great movie. But the minute it came on, it was so the trailer
intense.
Again, I'm old, so I remember The Exorcist. I was like, this is The Exorcist. They didn't say it right out, but then all of a sudden they started to play Tubular Bells, and you knew it was didn't you?
Yep.
It was terrifying. It was really, really.
And I don't think it's.
I'm not going to.
I don't think it's a coincidence that. I am. I don't think it's a coincidence that one of those young girls looks a lot like Linda Blair.
Yeah.
One of those young girls looks a lot like Linda Blair. Who will be appearing, apparently. It's a new trilogy of movies. So I'm thinking from the trailer, because there's a lot of talk about Mother. I've got to find Mother. I think that the demon's trying to find Reagan again. And that's why Mum comes in.
And
I feel like that's what we're going to get.
Terrifying. Now, you've seen the original Exorcist.
Christine, have you seen The Exorcist?
Of course.
I'm sure I have. I try to block that shit out. Yeah.
Watch it in broad daylight if you can.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
I can't even look at the poster for what you just put out. Like that shit scares the fuck out of me.
That original.
But we will.
It came out when I was about, 9 or 10, and I was 17 when I watched it, and I watched it. I did watch it in broad daylight in the middle of the summer, and it was like, with a whole bunch of teenager friends. I was 17 or so. It was bad.
Scary stuff. I watched it the first time when I was 8 years old. I was 8 years old. I would not sleep at my sister's house. I was like, so it was 2 o'clock. She went, "Here, watch this," and went to bed.
Oh my God.
So my sister is to blame. We will cover The Exorcist on Uncensored Horror. You have my word. We will cover the first movie. We will cover the new movie.
For all the Catholics who are watching, which might not be many, I went and searched out my scapular when after watching that movie, just to make sure that I was protected, or that.
Well, there you go.
Pardon?
Dia, thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a lovely surprise. It's been a lovely surprise.
I was drunk and Christina got taken over by a storm.
It was like the craziest light. Like it was like bad lightning, and I heard the thunder, and I'm like, yeah. I see myself like going all glitchy. I'm like, something's going on.
I just thought Vera and Steve are alone now, so I think I'll go brighten up things with my after 2 martinis, I'll go over there to Vera's house and
we love it.
Next door. I want the viewers to know that we live next door. It's not like I travel.
I'm coming across. I'm coming across.
I did not drive over drunk to go over and talk to you people, but no, I came over next door because I saw that Christina got thunderstormed out and you two were kind of alone, and I thought I'd give my opinion about Barbie.
We love it. You'll have to come back again. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on Uncensored Radio. We'll see you again. A little sneak peek.
Oh my God.
Come on, Barbie. Let's go party.
See you next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, still a whore. This just proves you've always got to watch this show till the end.